Tony McGill, shocked reaction to intimate scenes between his wife, Caitríona Balfe and Sam Heughan. The beginning of doubts. Tony McGill is a simple, gentle husband, living in a small house near Seattle with his wife, Caitríona Balfe, an actress famous for her role as Claire Fraser in the Outlander series. Tony has always been confident in their love, believing in honesty and silence. Caitríona is used to doing love scenes for work, and Tony, many years ago, accepted his wife's work. However, one morning at the end of June, Tony received an email from a surprising fan page, bootleg footage behind the scenes. Caitríona and Sam Heughan are doing an unreleased sex scene. Attached to it was a dark, low-quality video, showing the two actors passionately kissing on a green lawn. The background was the ruins of a Scottish castle. The scene had never been released. Tony immediately turned off the camera, his hands shaking. He could not believe it anymore. The first shock. Just like that, the video went viral. Fanpage Outlander leaks and behind the scenes Scott reposted the clip with power. Some comments even wrote, "This is a scene that was filmed at the end of last month, the affection is so real that it makes fans cry." Although the images are blurry, the eyes and closeness between Caitríona and Sam are so real. In the video, Caitríona puts her arms around Sam's neck, her eyes are passionate, all of which make viewers wonder, did the director intentionally make the scene too real? Tony looked back and forth, not believing his eyes. He called his wife, but she was in London filming a show. He tried to stay calm and asked, "Did you record that scene? Did something happen?" Caitríona replied lightly, "It was just acting, Tony. I was filming a separate scene for the new season, maybe just behind the scenes, goodbye, I was acting for real." Her voice seemed to echo through the blue screen, showing no anxiety or remorse. The last straw. The next day, Tony found a clearer shot, an unedited version, in which the kiss lasted a full minute. Sam's whisper echoed through the headphones, "Caitríona," and a kiss on the cheek. The feeling made Tony ache. In some scenes, Caitríona pushed Sam against the wall, then leaned him close to her lips, looking more real than fake, making it impossible for Tony to tell the difference. In that light, Tony felt betrayed, even though he knew it was acting. He didn't sleep that night. He thought about their first dates, the times Caitríona kept her distance during sex scenes, saying, "Don't worry, I'm still yours." And now, in the video, that distance seemed to disappear, frustration and confrontation. After a few days of silence, Tony decided to respond to the incident, to himself, first. He made tea, sat in front of the large projector screen, and watched each moment of the video over and over again. Every time he saw Sam's playful smile and intimate gaze towards his wife, it was a stab of pain. He dialed Caitríona's phone number with a heavy heart. Are you two going too far? I know you always respect my work, but that video." Caitríona paused for a moment and then replied, "Tony, you should understand, it's just acting." The new movie is in the Love Diary style. We make love scenes to develop the characters. You know, it's Claire and Jamie, not us. Tony didn't come to any conclusions, just stared at the blurry video conferencing screen. They ended the call without a word being said, just a long silence. The conversation was tense. When Caitríona returned to Seattle after her London schedule, she took Tony to a warm, military-style cafe, where soft yellow light shone through the glass. The two sat across from each other, not saying anything for the first few minutes. Tony began, "I did those scenes. I said it was for the film. But why did it have to be so real that everyone could believe it was really between me and Sam?" Caitríona closed her eyes and sighed, "I put all my emotions into Claire. The producer wanted real emotions, so that the audience would believe in Claire Jamie's love. I thought Sam and I could handle it, but maybe we went too far. Tony was annoyed. You didn't even call me to ask for my opinion? Your wife got married and you didn't even ask. How did you act? Caitríona trembled, her eyes filled with tears. I just wanted to do a good job, I didn't want you to worry. But you were right to worry. Personal crisis. After that conversation, Tony felt the conflict between work and trust broken. He didn't know if he was disappointed because it was a real scene or because Caitríona crossed the line without asking him first. He felt like she was drifting away. A few days later, Tony received multiple messages from fans. Video pleated, a sign of real affection, red heart. The public needs to know the truth. Sam Heughan ex Caitríona are so sweet. Tony skimmed through them, his eyes stinging. He realized that it was his wife's, and Sam's, fame that had created a risk to his marriage. Tony speaks up. One morning, Tony decided to write a long text and post it on Instagram. I am Tony McGill, Caitríona's loving and proud husband. I always believe in her work. But the biggest pain is not seeing my wife in a hot scene, but seeing her not thinking about her husband's feelings. The behind-the-scenes video made me ache. The two of them were so close that I wondered, if not Claire, who else in real life? I admit, I respect Caitríona as an actress. But I also want to call for a simple thing. When asking for a real scene, someone should ask their significant other first. I don't want to make a big deal out of it. I just want to express my true feelings, because in real life, it's not just a movie. The post was shared thousands of times, and fans reacted strongly. Some sympathized. Tony has the right to feel that way. Others were scornful. Tony is weak. Some were outraged. Caitríona should have told her husband first. Caitríona faces the media. Caitríona was later forced to speak out in a live stream. I know Tony was hurt. I apologize for not talking to him before accepting a role with a sensitive scene. I put my work interests first. But I didn't want to hurt the person I love the most. She added that the producer asked for many takes to get the right emotions, and when filming was over, she suddenly realized that she had left Tony out of that big decision. Reconciliation or breakup, Tony and Caitríona gradually sat down more often. They did workshops to connect emotionally, share thoughts. Once Caitríona suggested going to Scotland, where they first fell in love, to find a sense of closeness again. Tony thought silently, then nodded. On the Isle of Skye, they visited the coast, walked in the wildflower fields. Together, things gradually calmed down. Caitríona looked at Tony. You see, Claire and Jamie can act however they want, but you and I, we're the only ones who share the scene. Tony just held her hand, without saying a word. A new beginning. On the next reshoot, the production team agreed that Caitríona had the right to request that intimate scenes be edited to maintain a clear distance from her co-star. Sam Heughan also sent a private message. I respect Tony and hope everything goes well. Caitríona thanked Sam. Tony thanked Sam. It seemed that all three of them understood. True emotions in the film were not necessarily true in real life, and the boundaries between the two worlds needed to be respected.